the old guard of media has definitely been like kind of falling off. And what these guys don't realize is like, yeah, you'll have a million viewers, whatever it may be, 2 million viewers, 3 million viewers, whatever. It'll be the number one Netflix thing. But a percentage of those people are going to say, you know what, let me look into these guys. And they're going to find out, oh, they lied. So even in normies, there's going to be a percentage of them that say, who are these guys? And look at them and be like, oh, wow, they're speaking facts about marriage court, or sorry, about marriage, about the family court, about divorce, blah, blah. And they're going to realize, oh, wow, like these guys are speaking my language. Like I have never been able to say this. Someone is saying this and I haven't been able to say it. So they don't realize that like when you got the truth on your side, man, it's just a matter of time until the people come. And it's nuts because I remember how, you know, back in 2018 when me and you were talking about this 2019-ish, like the red pill is still like a very small subset of the internet, right? Talking about hypergamy and women doing dumb shit, whatever, it was still like very unknown. So so now like more and more guys are getting red pilled. And then like I mentioned this yesterday, like even though Pierce Morgan is like a wokey, he still got pissed off when HS confronted him with his wife being a thought, because a red-blooded man cannot accept that.
Do you think that was real, or that was him trying to like, you know, he's
no,
trying to
real, bro.
be a meme?
No, dude,
really?
it was, dude, I was there. He had me. So I was on a Zoom call. I was there. Justin was there. He wanted to interview Sneeko too. So he talked to Tiki Taki first, and then he was supposed to bring us on. And he was so pissed off, he canceled it, dude. I posted the clip on my thing.
Wow.
It was 100% real, bro. He was pissed off. Like, yeah.
And that's like, I mean, Piers Morgan is the textbook definition of a beta male. I mean, his whole life. And, you know, the fact that I think the hallmark of a beta male is he just sits there and publicly tolerates abuse, let alone from his woman. Because, like, you know, a good woman would, if she was truly and like had genuine desire for him, she wouldn't do anything to humiliate him or make him look bad in public. You know, when a woman truly likes you and she like genuinely is into you, she's gonna try to make you look better. But she's publicly disparaging him, and I guess, you know, he just has no backbone to stand up for himself, because that's what he's been a pushover his whole life. You know, that's just, you know, par for the course. It sucks, man, because she's making him look so bad, like very bad too.
And I would say like when your wife's a 304, that's the one time, even for progressives, it's like, like you look at Will Smith, right? Embarrassed, admonished, right? Like, and this is what I mean when I say like your girl, like, or your woman, like really can like make or break you as a guy. You know what I mean? Like she can really hurt your image. She could really mess your thing up. And you know, if she's being like a 304, oh dude, like even the wokies can't tolerate it. Like Pierce walked off his own show, he was so pissed off.
Look at iDubbbz. iDubbbz used to be like an edgelord legend, and you know, he got with that one chick, and now she's like publicly humiliating him and saying like, I don't want to have your kids.
What's the I don't know. Okay, I don't know the lore of this guy. I've heard his name before. He was on YouTube way before I got on the internet. So like, who is this guy? Who is this guy?
He you know, he was just his old stuff was hilarious. And he was always just doing this really old, like, you know, just funny, edgy stuff. He did it back in the day with like, you know, do you remember Filthy Frank? Did you remember him?
No.
Yeah, this is OG. Well, this is OG YouTube stuff. Well, he used to just be really funny, really edgy jokes. Like he was publicly dropping N-bombs and stuff.
Oh,
and
nice.
Like, you know,
okay.
Yeah. And then he got with this chick who's an OnlyFans girl, like clearly traumatized chick, very hard left, covered in tattoos. And then she's just consistently like belittling him and publicly humiliating him, saying like, I wouldn't want to have your kids because they would have too masculine features. And at the same time, she like mega simps for Hassan Abi publicly on top of that.
Okay. Yeah. And you know, speaking of Hassan Abi, I showed a clip like him, right? He's like paints his fingernails, champions feminism, champions progressivism, etc. His chick, Valkyrie, whatever the hell her name is, she was like on a thing saying like, the guy said, oh yeah, I wouldn't know about that. Something about like female sexuality. He was like, oh, you want to find out? And he like, and like, you could see like, he was like, what the hell? Like, so even like the most, you know, left leaning of guys, like still get annoyed because it's like a knee jerk reaction, bro. No guy wants a 304. Nobody.
Yeah.
Like even the most wokey guys are like, oh man, this is like, no, I'm good.
Listen, I've been saying it for years and people calling me crazy, but I've been saying, look, American women, I'm sorry to say it, but they are the bottom of the global barrel And we're seeing it now. And it's getting to the part that the Democratic Party can't even retain guys, because guys are, even on the Democratic Party, are getting eaten up, chewed up, and spit out by these chicks. These chicks are running wild in the States because they're just, nobody's checking them. And you have like social media gassing them on, other beta male simps gassing them on. And then you're just having the average American chick, because she is so swarmed with attention due to simps and all the, just thirst, the general thirst in America, she has become mega insufferable and like detached from reality. Because imagine how you would be as a guy if you woke up every day and you had 10 to 20 girls in your DMs saying like, I want to do everything to you and everything for you. And you're like, there's no consequences for me being a piece of shit. Well, fuck it, I'm just going to be a piece of shit. And that kind of stuff, even if you're a good person, it makes you a piece of shit 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, no, it really does. And I gave like the whole example. I gave like a scenario one time for the audience. Like, you wake up, you got 20 girls in your DM saying, I'll fly you here. Let's go to a Heat game here. I got this. I got reservation at this thing. They're paying for it. They're taking you around in their nice cars, bad chicks all over the place. Like, you would literally become a scumbag. And I don't think men understand like that women live a different life, right? And guys are kind of waking up to it,
Yeah.
But it's still, it's crazy because like I talk to guys like you, I talk to guys on my team. We're all fairly red pill, right? And then every now and then I'll be on a college campus, I'll be talking to some fucking idiot, and I'll be like, this guy is clueless. And I'm like, oh my God. Because I'm like, dude, we're doing calculus at this point, right? We're doing calculus. There's things that we're not even mentioning. We're doing calculus. Yeah. These guys are still doing, addition, subtraction, bro. Barely that. Single digit, right? And it just still, and I'm like, oh my God, this is why we have to make this content. Cause like so many guys are still like blue pill normies. And like the people that watch like the Louis, like that documentary is going to put you in one of two realms. It's blue pill porn. Sterling made a video about this and he said, it's like blue pill porn. And I was like, damn, that's actually a good way to look at it. Like for guys that like, have an ugly ass wife that's rude, that, undermines them. You got to work a normie job, whatever it may be. Like they're watching it like, yeah, see, I knew that Justin Waller guy didn't get all these girls. I knew some of it was weird. Yeah, I knew that Myron Gaines guy was off on something. Yeah, I knew that Tiki Taki guy was an asshole. Like, and what Louis did, right, during that documentary was like, try to discredit the movement so normies don't feel as bad about where they're at.
Yeah.
So that like guys that are painfully blue-pilled, guys that believe in like, feminism, guys that think that like, oh yeah, it's still a good trade to like get married in 2026, like so that they can still sit there and cope with their shitty situation. Because normie men, this is another thing too, they can't fathom having more than one girl. They can't fathom having multiple women. They can't fathom like men talking back to women and telling them like this what the fuck, like this is how things are, right? Or questioning the narrative. He asked me a lot of questions about Israel and the Jews. Cut all that shit out, bro. Cut all of it out. Like, which I'm gonna show on Sunday. But he doesn't understand that like this way of thinking of like, being able to have discussions on different topics and being able to, because the red pill is nothing more than the truth. I hate when people say red pill this or manosphere. I hate these terms because they're pejorative terms used by progressives and the left and normies. But all it is the truth. It's a euphemism for the truth. So go ahead. You have something?
No, I mean, I'm just seeing all this stuff right now, how it's unraveling. I just think we're kind of at the, they fight you stage and then you win because, again, look, the data is clear as day. We are at an all-time low for sex in America for men. We are at an all-time high for, not divorce, but divorce is still pretty bad up there, but also like the loneliness crisis. That's a huge thing. That's a big thing that is mainly plaguing men. And social isolation is the number one way that you're going to, it's just not good for you. There's a reason they put you in solitary confinement in prison for the ultimate punishment. But then like, if you want to get anything, if you like, the fastest way to get depressed currently is always stay at home, eat, like always ordering Uber Eats, always just at home, always just glued to the screens, not going out, not experiencing the real world, not out there connecting, making real connections with people. And, this kind of things that's happening right now is just showing why, men, it's a good thing that men are trending away from alcohol, but they are, alcohol sales are going down, but
Yeah.
hard drugs are usage is going up. And, all these things are just pointing to the society not being okay. And then our main reason to be here is to procreate and die. That's it. That's the secret to life. You're supposed to get married, or not legally get married, but you find a girl, have children, raise them to be good, productive members of society, and then they go do the same thing, right? But when you rob men and women too, because they're suffering as well in this dating situation, of just normalcy and the ability to go meet somebody, to connect with somebody, and then on top of that, some of these guys, like I said, the guys born after the year 2000, not only they have to consistently deal with all this, female empowerment shit that's just blatantly, annoyingly everywhere. But on top of that, through female empowerment becoming, more mainstream, especially in the Western culture, what's also been happening is it's become a mainstream acceptance to belittle men. And then that's why you're having people like Clavicular blowing up, who is just like, I'm just done. Like, he's so just very red pilled on so many things. Like, I'm not going to tolerate you.
He's exposing women like they're literally cheating on their boyfriends right now on his stream. Like, he has like 35,000 people watching him, and their girls are like on spring break here in Miami with full on boyfriends cheating on their boyfriends on camera with him. And it's like, people, this is where we are. This is where we are in the West. This is where we are in America. This is what feminism has done. Because I truly do think that feminism isn't necessarily about equality. Maybe that's how it started, but now it's about taking accountability from women and taking shame from women. That's what feminism is. Removing shame from bad female behavior. Yeah.
Yeah. And the backbone of all of this is consumerism too, right? Because they just want to financially extort these chicks as long as they can and as much as they can. And they're doing a great job because like the data is starting to show, like, initially the data was showing only men are suffering and men are having a really hard time. But now the data is starting to show that women are suffering hardcore as well, with like alcoholism going up, even female suicide. All these indicators are going up. And this is not sustainable. This is not sustainable. And, it's not hopeless. And that's not the message I'm trying to say, especially for people watching us like live right now. If you're actually actively trying to create a solution and get properly educated on this stuff, you're going to be okay if you take enough action. But like for the average person, just trusting the government and trusting society to go, like that was the old school. That was like, the 50s, 60s, 70s, even the 80s, you could do that, maybe even the 90s. But now moving forward, just thinking everything's going to be okay without a plan, you're like, by default cooked.
And not only that, Chris Williamson, aka Chris Bitchamson, because he annoys me how he will bring on all these blue pill psychologists that talk shit about me all the time. And I'm sure probably I mentioned you, etc. Mentioned Rolo and everybody else in the RP negatively. He even admitted that in New York City, women are paying to go to dating events.
Yeah.
Did you ever think we'd have to see the day like that? Women are paying to go to dating events, dude. That is nuts.
Well, what's funny is this is the exact same phenomenon that's happening in China right now. They're saying in China the era of the simp is over.
Okay,
that's literally what they're saying.
Take us through that, because obviously you spent quite a bit of time in Asia, and I think the audience should really be able to tap into, because you're saying, would it be fair to say that Asia is ahead of us?
I think as far as cultural degradation, we're leading the way.
Of course. I mean, as in like feminism or like take it away. I'll just be quiet and let you
so basically what it is that like a lot of Chinese guys, if you're living in Asia, about like, beware of the Chinese sugar daddy, because like this guy will come in and just mega cuck you on anything. These guys are like leaving 100 roses on the girl's doorstep after the first date, right? And a lot of these guys too, because naturally, here's the thing, a lot of people think, like, one thing that really upsets me is when I hear these like influencers saying all you need is money, all you need is money, all you need is money to like be successful with chicks. And all I need to say is look at Jeff Bezos. Like, everybody with a brain and has like a little bit of common sense sees like Jeff Bezos and what he now is dating, this Lauren lady, and you can just see like, okay, like this is a bad choice. This is a very, very bad choice. When you lead with money, it's not going to be a good situation for you, because you're leading with something that's not you. So you don't know if the chick is actually genuinely interested in you or genuinely just interested in your money. And a lot of guys in China are finding out, and this is just a general thing, if you lead with money, you're going to attract women that are more attracted to the money and not you. And eventually you will be burnt, because a woman, if she doesn't have genuine desire for you, she's going to look for a guy that gives her genuine desire, and she will do it on your dime. And a lot of guys learn. I mean, so many guys, there's probably guys in the chat watching right now. How many of you guys, you thought everything was good for a girl, you were doing all these nice things, you were paying for things, you were taking care of her, and then next thing you know, boom, she's cheating on you, or she, she was with another guy, you found out, even though you were doing everything for the chick, you were like, helping out with every part of her life. This one influencer, who is that one kid influencer who, he was like one of the best, I forget which game it was.
I think it was like a video on this. He was a professional gamer. His chick had cancer, and he like nursed her back to health. And yeah,
dude, at the peak of his career, he stopped. He won the championship, stopped, helped rehab her from cancer, and then started her up with streaming. Used his audience to build her audience up, and then she was like, "Yeah, I'm out. I don't want to do this anymore."
Yeah, and that's women are ruthless, bro. And look, actually, it's funny because I'm looking at this this girl, Sabrina Carpenter, saying men are useless. Let me show you this real quick.
Oh God.
Because I would argue, because I would argue that it's actually the other way around. That women contribute almost nothing to society in comparison to men, bro. Because what do they do? Oh, we have kids. Okay, but you need a man to do that too. You know what I mean? And it's like funny because like that's the number one thing that women say. We have kids. We still need a man to do that. Hold on.
His name. The streamer was 10Z. That's who it was.
10Z is what it was. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And he was, and like she just brutally left. And again, like when
you're talking about China. You were talking about China. My bad. You got derailed by China.
So, going back. So when you lead with money, you're eventually going to get burned. And I think we've kind of just got, because there is a limited amount of guys that are actually out here trying to get things done with chicks and trying, right? And when guys get burned, like I would say feminism and everything peaked in like 2017 in America when they made Luke Skywalker like a beta male, and then they really just pissed off all the nerds, and the nerds online started like this big anti fucking feminist charge because they were destroying Star Wars. And I think, that right there, back then in 2017, if a girl posted a photo like that was like sexy or provocative, like the comments would just be like, "Oh, so hot, baby. Oh, you're so hot, you're so hot." Nowadays, when I walk up, like when I click through Instagram, I see guys like, "Look at this hoe. What are you doing? Put some clothes on." Yeah, so like it definitely has changed. Yeah, they're sick. They're like, because they're like, okay, like you're just like every other chick now. Like it's fun. It's interesting and cool when like, most girls are normal girls and you could get a girlfriend, but like, there's like a few hoes in like this area about. But when every girl is a hoe, now society falls apart.